This is a really strong push.
I wonder, is Stim even finished?
I'm actually Stim, I believe,
No,
is
he's not finished, and that is huge. I might lose this battle right now,
He should wait for his +1 to finish. It's so close to being finished.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's not waiting. That's also a big mistake I see a lot of players make at this level, at like this sort of amateur level of play, but still good, is they're not waiting for their upgrades when they're so close to being done.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things that's so hard to keep track of as well, where you really need to keep going back and forth. And this Void Ray is still harassing. We need to keep going back to your base and just checking on the engineering bay. But the engineering bay, did it get...
Yeah, he killed it.
He destroyed it before the upgrade finished? Hold on, let me just see that real quick. I'm sorry.
But that's part of the reason why it's so important to... he does get it before the upgrade.
Oh, man, that is so huge.
And he doesn't cancel... actually, does he cancel it? He might have canceled it.
I don't think he does.
I think he does.
3, 2...
No, he doesn't. Okay.
Damn.
Sorry, this is like such dead time.
Oh, okay.
That was something inside of me had to come out.
Yeah, I have a lot of things inside of me.
I actually have more stuff that needs to come out. Are you ready?
Yeah. Maybe I should turn the mic down. Is that the sound of Devolve's brain screaming right now? Like, stop with the goddamn Void Ray!
Yeah.
3 armor. Whatever, 3 HP left and 100 armor.
100 shields.
100 shields, armor, whatever.
Shields. I don't know why more players don't get shield upgrade in StarCraft 2. It works the same as armor upgrade in StarCraft 2, and a lot of units have more shields than armor.
Wait, what are you saying? I don't understand your point.
I was just saying, I had a long train of thought in my head that I didn't vocalize, and I only talked about the last part of it, which is that I noticed how he only had those few HP left, and his shields had come back completely.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Protosters would benefit from getting shield upgrade first. Well, not first, but after attack instead of armor upgrade, because shields regenerate so quickly in StarCraft 2 that
and they regenerate more then.
Right, that having that extra armor to mitigate more damage, because it works the same as I feel like ultimately when you take what armor does in StarCraft 2 is it takes away a certain amount of damage from each attack. So what's better? People to take away a certain amount of extra damage from all the attacks against your HP, which once they're taken away they stay away, or to take a certain amount of damage away from all of your shields, which once they're all taken away they regen and you can take all that damage. Basically, I feel like getting armor for shields, getting +1 armor for shields, has infinite damage reduction over the course of the long game, whereas getting armor for HP only has damage reduction for whatever HP you have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. No, I get you. But we have units dancing and they're preparing for battle, but there's still no stim on the Terran. So this might go bad for the Terran with no stim and all these zealots.
Yeah, I think that this attack. Also, Grog still doesn't have. This is a very strange game actually. With all of the harassing that Devolve's been doing against Grog and all of the harassing that Grog's been doing with the Void Ray against Terran, that one Void Ray has really kept Terran from expanding and getting a large army.
Yeah.
But also that constant Hellion harass against the main Nexus has just completely been causing Grog to not be able to get his large army either.
Yeah.
So they're sort of like in this weird equilibrium.
Yeah, well, again, Terran's using his advantage right now. The advantage of Terran is that mobility. Of we can get places fast. Our dropshits are awesome. But really, I still feel like Grog is the one benefiting from all this because
I don't know.
Against all odds, he still expanded.
I think it's really well. Devolve just hasn't seen the expansion yet.
Yeah, that's sad.
He still hasn't scouted it. His scouting has been really lackluster except for those drops. He should just maybe scan the natural. I don't know what he should be doing. I mean, really, I feel like Devolved has made some errors in composition, in unit composition, where Grog's unit composition has been pretty much perfect for what he's been trying to do. I feel like that Devolved's unit composition is pretty bad. That's finally some good stuff there. That'll keep the voters from harassing. But I feel like if you scout an early Stargate, that you should throw down 1 or 2 barracks with reactor core, maybe 1 with reactor and 1 with tech lab to get the stim upgrade as fast as possible. Then you should get a factory and get tanks and get a starport and get like 2 or 3 Vikings and
Vikings for sniping on
for sniping the
Void Rays,
low health Void Rays, not for like going out and hunting them, because Void Rays in equal numbers I think kill Vikings, but for staying with your army and preventing the Vikings from fleeing over the edge of a cliff. You can hunt them down, and then you can't constantly play mind games with somebody with the Void Rays. That lets you get control, and once you have control, you can push out as a collective force and expand and push forward. Plus, he just needs way more Marines than he has, and he really needed Stim to catch up with the Vikings. Whenever
well, he has Stim now. There it goes. Finally kicked in.
And look how much easier he's able to push these Voiders away with Stim.
Yeah, killing one, and he's gonna get the second one. Is he? Don't want just that one damn Void Ray sitting back there still.
As Terran against any sort of air harass, whether it's Banshees or Void Rays or whatever, even Mutalisks, I really like adding. Against Mutalisks, I would probably add 2 Reactor Core barracks, but I really like adding at least 1 barracks to the Reactor Core, and adding some Vikings and getting Stim as fast as possible, because Marines with lots of Marines that are stimmed really can prevent that air harass from being effective. And now Grog's actually getting the leg upgrade for his Zealots, and once he gets the leg upgrade for the Zealots, I think this is over.
Yeah, well, I think you have some points about the unit composition, but I don't want to undervalue the expansion aspect of it. Just from a Zerg player standpoint, and obviously this might not hold true, but I still think it does. When you're being pressured and when the chips are down,
Yeah.
When all the bad guys have teamed up and all the banks are robbed,
Yeah.
and you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, you got to be baller. You have to go out there and be like, get that expansion. You got to hit an expansion, do anything.
Oh, I totally agree with you that
like,
I think Grog's expansion is the only thing that's kept him in this game, actually, because if he had lost all of his probes at his main without having that expansion, he would have been done.
Like, the whole balance of this game essentially was Grog expanding and then trying to keep even, and that's why you saw him lose so much, because he has the knowledge of like, okay, I'm gonna lose so much, I'm gonna lose a lot of battles right now, but if I can just eke out a slight advantage, I'm going to rocket into victory.
See, I agree with you, but at the same time, Grog's fatal mistake actually was he could have had this game much earlier if he had been able to stop those drops. Not having a suitable defense against those drops really is the only thing that allowed this game to stay even at the same time. So expanding good, not being prepared against drops like that, bad.
Yeah. Well, it's so tough because he's putting on so much pressure.
And I'm actually surprised that those Zealots didn't do better against those Marauders.
Well, there were Stim, and there's one medevac that's now empty.
Yeah, but all of his units are at like half life. He was actually pulling back some of the units in front, which was really good. I'm actually surprised. I was really surprised by that. I thought he was going to own that battle with his charged Zealots, but I think with this group of Zealots here, he should be able to come back.
Yeah, but
I think really that's just an effect of sorry to cut you off, Vince Kimbo, of the fact that he was so late adding those extra gateways, and without 6 to 8 gateways off of 2 base to fight against this infantry units, it's hard to get enough Zealots that you need.
Yeah, but still, the armies are so even, with Grog now just pulling ahead 61 to 52 in the food count, just because of those last-second warp-ins.
Yeah, it's really been interesting watching Grog. Grog's been struggling in just his numbers of units, because he should have, by all means, if he had stopped those early harasses of Blue Flame Hellions, I think that he would have been able to add up to 8 gateways much earlier and have just a massive army that he's not able to have now.
Yeah, but honestly, what could he have done to stop those harasses early on? Because part of his build was putting on that heavy pressure early just to ensure this expansion goes up.
I mean, on a small level, it's just even the way you control I don't think he controlled his probes right when they were getting harassed. I think that when you're getting harassed by Hellions, that you should not at all try to attack the Hellions.
Screw you, Grog's awesome!
we shouldn't only be critical of Devolved. Because Devolved managed to stay on one base with very few production units and still be even with somebody who expanded so early.
Yeah.
And that's good by him, but also you shouldn't be able to have an early expansion and be on 2 bases for that much of the game and not be able to crush your opponent. The reason why is because those drops were so successful.
Yeah.
And the proxy starport was also so successful.
Would you think even just keeping, to make a point for people watching, like, do you think even keeping 1 stalker in the back would have helped that, or those 3 Blue Flame Hellions still would have destroyed so much?
The thing is, it's hard to keep a stalker in the back when you don't know what your opponent's doing, but definitely after the first drop, I would have added some cannons in the back of my base.
Yeah.
Or kept a couple stalkers there. Plus, at the same time, he doesn't have a starport in his main. So he knows he's seen these medevacs. He knows there has to be a starport somewhere.
Yeah.
So he knows it's a proxy.